This live cane self-defense training video, we're talking about self-defense cane, 3 powerful techniques, 3 powerful attacks, strikes, whatever you want to call them, 3 powerful moves that you can use right now, or you can start training now in order to defend yourself against a violent attacker, maybe an attacker with a knife. And I always like to start off with my knife, or one of my knives, and to show you just 2 simple facts. One, your cane, no matter what kind of cane it is, you can have a Cane Master's cane like this, you can have a walking cane, you can have a tactical walking stick, tactical cane, combat cane, any kind of cane, wood, metal, aluminum, a hard plastic cane, you have a reach advantage of a considerable amount. So the idea is, if that knife comes out, you have the ability to strike with speed, power, devastating power very quickly, and defeat the knife because you have the reach advantage. Second, the knife will cut your skin. It'll cut your tendons, it'll cut the bones, it'll cut everything in there, it'll cut the muscle. You'll bleed out, it could stick this in you, lacerate all your organs, and then you're done, you're finished. So in that case, you don't want them to slice you, stab you, touch you with the knife. And if you use the stick, the cane instead, the stick, the wood, the metal, whatever your cane's made out of, is not going to bleed. So for those 2 reasons, reach advantage with the combat cane or the tactical cane, or in this case, the Cane Master self-defense cane, you have reach advantage, and you also have something that's not going to be injured. The wood doesn't bleed. So for those 2 reasons, it's a great effective tool for self-defense against multiple attackers, someone who's bigger than you. Street fight self-defense, this is one of the best tools that you can carry. And we're gonna go over those 3 powerful strikes, 3 powerful moves. They're actually 3 categories. We're gonna get into those so that you can use those. Hello, John. Immediately, the first day you get your cane, I want you to be able to think about self-defense in terms of principles in 3 categories of powerful techniques that are gonna end the fight in your favor. You're first gonna warm up with your cane. Start with your palm facing the sky, the long side coming out of your thumb, and we always do the spinning. Hello, North Carolina. What part? North, south, east, west, mountains, coast? Are you out near the swamps with all the mosquitoes? You're in beautiful Charlotte, up in Asheville. Where are you in North Carolina? We're gonna go over and back from side to side. Twisting, turning. I always want you to think of this as a slap across the face and a backhand coming back. So the motion for self-defense, this is a great technique, by the way. Comes in here, comes in here. Asheville's beautiful. Side to side, especially this time of year. It's nice and cool. It's a good day for a hike. So you go back and forth, stomach up and in, abs tight. Bring your hands up. Go back out. You're going to do the spin. Now, the purpose of the spin is not necessarily for self-defense, although you can't use that in self-defense. You can use those for strikes. But your goal is, yes, with your good, take the walk with a cane in case you run into a black bear. You have calluses on your hand, and that's developed from this spinning. It makes it smoother, and that also helps with proprioception, or feeling where the cane is without having to look at it, because you're going to learn these 3 basic categories for self-defense. Good, John, that's excellent. Keep working on those. I also like to twirl with the cane for the same reason. It keeps your body or your hands really good. Welcome back from your hike. Hope it was beautiful. It's always good to get outside, get some fresh air. But twirling the cane, twirling the bow staff or the joe, whatever it is you twirl, extends the hands. You need those extensor exercises. These exercises to keep your wrists strong, your arms strong, don't get the carpal tunnel. But you're gonna warm up the other hand before we get into those 3 powerful categories of self-defense moves that you can learn the first day you get your cane and be up and running, as they say, immediately. Know how to defend yourself with a walking cane, know how to defend yourself with an everyday walking cane, or a tactical walking stick, or in this case, Cane Master's self-defense dojo training cane, or maybe you get one of their other, there's a link below, by the way, if you want to see Cane Master's cane. I put 4 on my page that I like the best, that I think will be best for you to get started with. A couple of training canes and a couple of everyday carry canes, and they're all relatively low priced with a high value. You get a lot out of them. But the nicest thing about this heavy cane, this hard oak cane, are the 3 powerful moves that we're gonna get into now, or 3 powerful categories of moves. And the first one is gonna be the most basic and the most simple for you to understand from the start, and that is a 2-handed strike. So with 2 hands on your cane, and you get here, from here, simply just lift it up. The first one is going to be pushing away from you. They're too close, they got in your face, and you're just gonna push them off. Now, pushing off like this is not gonna be as effective as slamming through their eyes, their nose, their teeth, slamming through the throat. So think about what are the targets you're gonna use. You can either go into the chest. Yeah, this is a heavy oak cane master's cane. And you can hear it does a lot of damage when you strike. So from here, your cane is here. These are 2-handed strikes, and I want to talk about how basic and simple these are and how you practice them. The first one is just pushing from here and out. And you want to get used to, it's kind of like doing a standing push-up. And I want to show you how to make it stronger if this is the first one you're going to work with. So from here, if you have something to practice striking with, get in the habit of that quick, explosive, powerful short strike. Full extension on the arms, but from here to here, you're just going right out. And now think of someone putting their hands on you, right? You bring this up and over the top of their arms. You can now bring that in, and that's gonna force them into this position, and then immediately you're striking straight forward. Now the second kind of strike with this 2-handed strike, and this is the first category, power moves that you can do with your walking cane, self-defense cane, is a sideways strike. From here, using either the tip into the ribs, into their face, into their body, into their leg, smashing those nerves, and it's just really quick and really fast. You're minding your business, they're coming out of the side, they're too close, maybe they take hold of your wrist, you bring it up, let them hold your wrist. You're still gonna be able to smash that way. If it's in the other hand, it's the same thing. It comes up, and now you're pushing almost like a rifle butt. But it's just that sideways strike. 2-handed strikes, keeping it super simple. First one is off, second one is side or the other side. And you practice them that way. You start in this position, bring it up, pull to your chest, extend, hard and fast. Practice for 30 seconds, and then sideways. I always want you to take a little step, or at least slide your body into the strike, Side, side, 1, 2, 1, 2. And you're gonna get really strong, really fast with these basic strikes. And that's the point. I want you to be able to defend yourself immediately right from the start with your walking cane. 3 power categories. And the first one, 3 powerful strikes or moves, is this 2-handed strike. Now from here, we're not done because we have one more way that we're gonna use it. Now there are many ways I'm gonna show you over time, but from the first day you get your cane, if you order it below, you get it before Christmas, you wanna have something a little bit extra strong, some extra protection during the Christmas season or whatever. You get this cane, you wanna know how to use it, think in basic terms, striking, but think of what this is. This is a hard bar of wood. Pushing that against the throat, against the chin, into the teeth. It's gonna knock their teeth out of their throat for self-defense. It's very effective. Into the nose, smashing through the eyes, or even into the chest. There are all kinds of nerves up here. So it's very effective. That second one was sideways, but the third one is going to be turning. And you can see when I turn, I'm either gonna strike you with my hook, or I'm gonna strike you with the tip on the other side. And you can add these together. You can push forward and then strike. Push forward and you're very powerful in your midsection, in your core. That's why this is so effective. This is a force accelerator. Not accelerator, what do we call that? Multiplier, force multiplier. By turning from here into, and I wish you could feel how hard this thing is hitting. Some of you know what it feels like already. You're just turning your whole body and driving through. Maybe it's their chin, maybe it's their face, their temple. Maybe it's the shoulder or the arm or the ribs. Maybe you're going down into the hip or down into the leg. But that's all it is. It's a really small motion. It's close to you, and you're able to turn and strike, turn and strike. Now, if it ever occurred to you, the question, What happens if they grab your cane? We're gonna go over this in another video, but I'm gonna show you really quickly. I want you to turn the other way. Either way, they're gonna be trying to pull it. You're just gonna turn, like you can drive straight down and in, all two-handed strikes. Now the second category, and I'll review these again at the end. The second category is also gonna be super simple, really basic for you to learn, and you're gonna start in a better position with the long side of the cane facing the attacker, facing the threat. And you're gonna put that between you and the threat. Remember, we're gonna go back to the beginning where we said that the knife, you don't want this thing anywhere near your body. And look at this. They have a knife, you have that much reach advantage away from that knife. So from here, I want you to now learn some very basic strikes. I'm gonna give you 7 angles in this second category of power moves you can do with your self-defense cane or your walking cane. Cane self-defense, starting with the most basic moves is extremely effective. If you try to learn cane self-defense with a lot of like Hapkido moves, and they all work. They're all great. They are all correct moves. But I want you to go super basic. I want you to keep it simple. Cane self-defense or self-defense cane moves should be immediate, direct, and explosive. So we're gonna go from here, the cane's between me and the threat. I'm gonna make you the threat, and I'm gonna strike at this first angle, and then I bring it around to the second angle. So think of an X going down. And we go into more detail on these later, but you don't need a lot of detail. You need a lot of repetition. You need a lot of strikes, 30 seconds per strike. If I do 2 strikes, I wanna go to 60 seconds, right? Now I'm gonna add a third strike, pulling it up and pulling it up. So I have down, down, up, up. That gets me to 4. That puts you at 4 basic strikes in this second power category. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight across, 6 straight back. And when I say power, I want you to think of bone-breaking power. Down, down, up, up, straight through, and straight back. As hard and as fast as you can, trying to end the fight for self-defense. Every single strike with your cane, self-defense cane, tactical cane, whether it's a combat cane or a cane food cane, doesn't matter your style of cane, they're all basically the same. An everyday walking cane, you use it, basic strikes, and it becomes a self-defense tool that you can take with you everywhere you go. After those basic strikes, I want you to come straight down the middle, and that gives you 7. So you have good morning, 1, 2, or afternoon, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then just straight down the middle. Straight down the middle, that's probably the hardest one you're gonna do. Not hardest to do, it'll be one of the easiest ones to do, but you're gonna drive all your speed, power, everything that you've got for self-defense into the attackers, right? You can imagine what's gonna happen. This thing crushes bone. This is that Cane Master's cane. By the way, if I did a cane review, if you wanted to do a review of the best self-defense canes or what cane should you get for self-defense, my choice is always gonna be Cane Master's cane, something heavy like this. This is the Oak Cane Master's Dojo training cane. You can carry this anywhere and everywhere. And again, like I said, John, get this thing spinning. It's gonna give you healthy, strong arms. Now, let's review real quick, and I always want you to practice both hands, 2 down, 2 up at the angle, always coming right through your center line as tight as you can, bite from behind your cane, and then come across horizontally and back, and then number 7, straight down the middle. So you have 1, 2, 3, other hand up, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now the third category of power moves that you can do now with your self-defense cane or your cane self-defense cane, walking cane self-defense, whatever it is, there's so many terms out there. There'll be like a boiling down of the best terms. But cane self-defense, 3 power moves that you can practice right now, cane self-defense. Third category is one of my new favorites, and I'm gonna lower the camera a little bit, hold on. Because it's so fast, it's so explosive. I don't know, that's a good question. Maybe somebody else knows on here. Yeah, John, you'll be better than me, no question. Just keep training. I don't know what the metal is on those canes. Maybe somebody else knows antique. But I'll say this, I wouldn't go smashing those antiques around if they're worth something. Get yourself a $40 dojo training cane. This thing will last forever. They've got a knife. It comes out fast. You've got no time to hesitate, no time to get in that better position. You're gonna have a very fast, explosive power move. So the third category, self-defense moves you can do right now is the explosive. This is my favorites because you have 2 acceleration points, which means that if you were able to just swing, that's hard and fast enough, right? Extremely fast. You move your body into it, and if you can. But if you now have 2 acceleration points, because this really is just the shoulder. Now I turn the crook facing the threat, and I'm gonna turn my hand up, and I'm aiming right for the groin, right between the legs, to stop the fight, to make it stop right now, to defend myself. That knife came out, there's no discussion, there's nothing to say. I just immediate, direct, and explosive, as fast and as hard as I can. I wanna lift them off the ground, if possible. The second acceleration point is the elbow. So you have this big lever, making massive power, a lot of force, but then you're also turning the hand, and they come at the same time. And when you practice it a lot, it gets harder and harder to see because it's that fast. So you practice here, you put your weight on it, crook facing the threat, and then you just bring it straight up, right through the middle of their body. The other hand, even if you don't get it between the groin, you might hit them on the bottom of the chin, right? And you might be reaching that knife out, maybe you smash, whoa, I'm gonna smash myself. Smash that would have been funny, right? Smash that hand right out of there. And then the second category, second way to do this strike within the same category, crook facing out, same idea is bringing that up and through the whole body. And again, this is hard oak. This cane master's cane has so much power behind it because it's such a dense, hard wood, and they're made so well, and they're soaked in all kinds of great stuff to keep them, flexible and strong at the same time. But that allows you to bring this up and through and know that when you do it right, you're gonna be breaking bone for self-defense. You're gonna be able to defend yourself. Put those 2 together, those 2 strikes, up under the groin, between the legs, and then up and through the middle of their body. Aim for the head, aim for the arm, for self-defense. Whatever is exposed. If that hand's coming in, there's no time to talk. There's no time for you to think or hesitate. Immediate direct explosive means no hesitation. Here comes that knife. It's popping out. And again, with the knife, you have reach advantage. I don't know if you can see the blade that far back. You have that reach advantage. The wood doesn't bleed. Those are my 2 categories why I like cane against a violent knife assault. From here, reach advantage. If it does hit the knife, or if they do slice at this, it's not gonna feel it. It's not gonna bleed. It's not gonna cut tendons or arteries or veins. It's not gonna slice muscle. It's not gonna get into internal organs. From here, up, and across the body, and then if you want to, straight down, just like that last strike when we brought it down over top. This one is extremely powerful, and it's because you have this big, long lever, and this is the rotation point. You're coming up and down, and get yourself this cane and do that a few times, and you'll see and feel exactly what I mean. So for review, real fast, it's very powerful. Hello, it's good to see you. We're starting with the first one, which is you just bring both hands on the cane, you have pushing strikes, knock them out of the way, side strikes, and then turning, either with the hard side out, or you can put that hook out, and then rake it across the body, turning. So that's 2-handed strikes, first category. Second category was long stick, reach advantage, 7 basic strikes, 1, 2, 7 angles, 3, 4, horizontal, vertical for the end. And then that third category was explosive, fast, immediate direct explosive. It's the fastest set. No time to think, no time to hesitate. That knife comes out, you've got to immediately, they're closing the gap, closing the distance, or you've got multiple attackers. Self-defense against multiple attackers means you don't have all day to fight this guy, right? You want to get him gone as fast as you can so that you can get this one, get that one, create some distance, and go back into the self-defense mode against the first one, or strike. And then those 3 categories blend together very well. They mix together well. so that you have groin, right? Head, two-handed attack, changing hand positions, kind of like a sword. Those seven categories, right? And then back to the two-handed attack. Turn it around so this becomes like a big hammer, a big fist. And then right down on top for self-defense. So many ways that you're gonna learn how to use it. Those are the 3 categories, power moves, things you can do now, today. If you go below and you go to the link, the first link, it says Cane Masters, self-defense cane. Go down, look at the Cane Masters self-defense cane. Learn cane self-defense with the Cane Masters cane. This is the Cane Masters Dojo training cane. This is where I suggest you start. Or get 2, like me. I've got this one, I've got one in the car. The one in the car is super fancy, it's nice, but it's not really, thank you. It's not really, I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys being here and watching. And I love when you guys share them too. When you guys share them, if you ever like go to Quorum or Quora or Reddit and you post those, and I wouldn't because so many people are, you know, they love to criticize, which I don't mind. So if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to fake all that criticism, don't do it. But I would go for some, like if you wanted to post my video and say, hey, I've been learning a lot from this guy, if that's true for you, I would appreciate that. Just throwing that out there. That helps me grow this channel. I really need, in times of COVID and COVID shutdowns, I really need to try to monetize the videos more. Just be honest. Sell more canes. You probably noticed that. I've been pushing a little bit more. But I also believe in it very much. So get this cane. Like me, I've got one in my car. I call it my South Florida car insurance policy. So here in South Florida, there's a lot more violent crime than there is in other places. Not so much that you shouldn't live here. This is still a beautiful place. But you have to pay attention more. I have to pay attention more here than where I used to live. So in South Florida, when I'm driving in my car, I think about, or I always have my other cane, my everyday carry cane, which is really sweet. If you click the link below, it's the one on the bottom of the page. It's the Stealth Traveler. It's really sweet. It's got a blade, kind of a blade. It's not a real blade, but it's got a teardrop design so that when it hits so much harder and it concentrates everything on a smaller ledge, breaking bone for self-defense. And it's got a little bit gnarlier hook right there, and it's got some 540 paracord wrapped right there so it doesn't come out of your hand when you're defending yourself. So I carry that. That's my car insurance policy for South Florida when I'm driving around here trying to get gas. I need to get it out of my car, go to the gas station, and I'm standing there, and I just hold it like this, and I have it this. Send me an email, John, pasquinelli@hotmail.com or pasquinelli@gmail.com, or go to my website, pasquinelli.com, and there's a contact box. But any one of those, they're all, and I read them like right away when I have time, and I respond pretty quickly when I have time, which is sometime in the day or the next day. But I carry this, I get out, I'm pumping my gas. If I need to, if somebody, and I've never needed to, and you'll never need to, but wouldn't you rather be prepared than have to panic? Wouldn't you rather be prepared than to perish? Because here comes the knife, and it's just you and your skin and bones. You know, that knife pops out again. They've got that, you've got this. You have an advantage. You have reach advantage, you have power advantage, you have speed advantage. Even if you're not as young, as strong, as fast as you used to be, you still have a lot of advantages with this cane. So that's why I recommend it. That's why I say it's such a great car insurance policy if you live in South Florida or anywhere else. Maybe you live in Los Angeles County, or maybe you've got to ride the subway in New York, and you're one of those people thinking, am I going to be the next person to be attacked randomly, violently by somebody who's just going to get a no cash bail and they're out? I know, I'm not talking politics, I'm just talking reality. And maybe you are in one of these big cities where they have those policies where they're treating the criminals better than they're treating the citizens, and you need to carry something else for self-defense. Just for example, that's a really inexpensive option. You can use the Cane Masters cane for that, or you can get the fancy one. But either way, do something. Yeah, there you go. Knock 'em silly can. I love it. All right, so I'll say thanks once again for checking those links below and leaving me comments. Please let me know, what do you want to do? What do we want to do differently? How could I do it better? What works best for you? And what did you learn that I don't know yet? Because I'd love to work those in. And then, yeah, I can. You just have to send me that email and we'll figure out how to ship them. Shipping rates are up really high right now because of the holiday season. And so, good. Awesome. Sweet. Yeah, take care and stay safe. But let me know. Send me that email. Go to pasquinelli.com. While you're there, browse around, read some of those articles, see some of those older videos. But then there's a contact box, pasquinelli.com. Send me a message, and then that'll start the email chain. And then if you want me to try to ship you one and you live in a different place, we'll try to figure that out. But I appreciate it. I'll see you guys in a little bit.